The PsychaBiz Impact Podcast is proudly brought to you by Psycha, committed to growing impactful businesses in collaboration with our Psycha accredited practitioners. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and visit our website for more valuable resources.
Welcome to another episode of Season 2 of the PsychaBiz Impact Podcast Show, where we simplify complex business topics, one episode at a time. I am your host, Uluncedo, and I'm here to guide you through insightful discussions with our experts that are coming in and ensure that at least you're able to get some actionable insights. And today on this episode, I am joined by Opel Mor. Hi, Pel.
Hi, Luncedo.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Great. Welcome on board.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, maybe just to give a brief background about who is Opel. Opel, she is the founder and the CEO of Mor and Associates, correct?
Yes.
She is a CA, a chartered accountant by profession, who is commercially focused and very forward-thinking. All right, that's what we're going to be talking about today. She has extensive background in the financial management industry through various roles held in corporate practice and social entrepreneurship. All right, I want you to tell me more about social entrepreneurship, by the way. Her passion in SME growth and development led to the establishment of Mor and Associates in 2020 during lockdown.
Yes.
You're thinking of starting a business
Yes.
while we're on lockdown. You're very brave. So that is a small to medium practice that provides business coaching. That's what she does. Mentorship and training in the financial management and business strategy space. She partners with other like-minded SMPs to offer high-end automated accounting, tax, and other finance compliance support to SMEs that are out there. Welcome, Pel.
Thank you so much, Luncedo, for having me.
Pel, before we get to our topic, ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking about business coaching and mentoring, right? But Pel, I just want you to tell me more about your background.
Mm-hmm.
You've had roles within corporate practice and social entrepreneurship, and I'm starting to get to hear more people that are getting into social entrepreneurship. For those people who don't know, what is social entrepreneurship? What are we talking about when we talk about if someone does social entrepreneurship?
Okay, thank you so much, Luncedo, for that question.
Yeah.
In my view, I think I would define social entrepreneurship as the entrepreneurship that has a positive impact to the social challenges that people face on a day-to-day basis. Those challenges may vary depending on the need. And we now speak about SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, according to the goals, the 2030 goals. So my area specifically focuses on SDG 8, which is decent work and economic growth. And that's where then in my space we focus on in terms of the SME development. Okay. So what we do there is we assist small to medium enterprises to be able to grow as organizations and to be able to offer decent work, thus contributing to that SDGs. That's why we refer to ourselves as social entrepreneurs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it makes sense. Now let's talk about, is that the reason now you became a business coach? Where is that coming from? I mean, you're a CA by profession. You could have been a CFO somewhere else. Why did you decide to become a business coach?
Actually, it's very funny because I made that decision when I was CFO.
Okay.
So I was a CFO of a small to medium enterprise. The company had moved from a revenue of about 20 million per annum to 100 million per annum. Okay. And that's where everything stopped. And they were so confused in terms of what do we do now, because our compliance is in shambles. We don't know what to do. We need a chartered accountant to come in and give us that advice so that we can firstly maintain our BE level 1, because our main contractor requires that, being the South African government. And that's when I was brought in. So January 2020, I started as a CFO of a law firm. And the experience there is what actually led me to business coaching, because that's basically what I did. It was lawyers only lawyers,
Yes.
that I had to teach business and also ensure financial compliance. So that's where then the passion for business coaching came.
But how do it's COVID when lockdown in 2020, everyone is scared. Everyone is scared about their jobs, all right? And you decide to say, you know what, I'm going to start my own business, all right?
Yeah.
How was that journey during that time?
I think, like I said, I was in the midst of being the CFO of the law firm, starting in January 2020. And during that, I started having conversation with enterprises, because I joined a task force with SAICA, actually, that was focused on bringing action to the Sustainable Development Goals, and I was part of the SDG 8.
Yes.
And that's where I got into the SAICA space and learned about enterprise and supplier development. And as I learned more about that, then I started having conversation with the SAICA Enterprise Division in terms of how can I then, as a chartered accountant with all this experience, then give back. And that's where then the SMME discussion came to about. And it made sense to me, which is why then I decided I can actually formalize it and register a business and do this full time.
Okay. We will talk about that. I like that, because our topic, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, we are diving deeper into business coaching and mentoring. What you have picked up, it is also an industry that has grown heavily in South Africa, where now most SMEs are being coached, they're being mentored on a day-to-day basis, they're being prepared for the future. However, there is a view, especially in South Africa, and without using Okala, but most black-owned businesses would complain to say, we are over-coached, we are over-mentored, however, we are underfunded.
True.
Right? So let's talk about that. How true is that statement?
I think the statement, I'm not going to say the statement is untrue.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that it comes with the understanding, right?
Okay.
So the understanding being that as an SMME, I am underfunded. Why are you underfunded? You are underfunded because you do not have the compliance that is required to be funded.
Correct.
So then that's where business coaching comes in. Because if you walk through the door and you say, I just got declined of funding and I need assistance because I need to be funded. That is the ultimate goal of every SMME. I want to be funded.
Correct.
So then the role of the coach in that is to walk the journey with you and make sure that by the time you submit that application to the funder, you are 100% ticking all the boxes that are required by that specific funder. And it's very difficult for an SMME business owner to do that on their own, especially because they wear all the hats in their businesses. They need the discipline from someone who is constantly going to be reminding them, you need to do this, you need to do that. That's what a coach does. It's like in soccer or in rugby. The coach is there to remind you and to guide you each and every step, that for you to get to the finals, this is what you need to do. It's
correct,
very same with business coaching.
Do SMEs make time to be coached, or else you find that they will commit the first 2-3 months? After that, they say, I don't see any results from this. I don't have time to be on this coaching program for the whole year. What is your experience around the SMEs and being receptive to being coached?
I think that's where the separation happens between who is self-employed and who's an entrepreneur.
Oh, I like that.
Because most people consider themselves as entrepreneur just because they have a business and they have a contract. That does not make you an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is someone who has plans for the future of the business.
We're looking long term.
Yes. So at the beginning of any coaching program, especially if the recruitment is not done by yourself as a coach and you are onboarded, you adopt a group of SMMEs.
Correct.
Within the first month, and I'm not lying to you, Lungedo, you can already tell who is in this for the long term and who is in this because they had a different perception to say that they wanted money. You can start with a group of 20 and end up with 5. it is a reality, because the 5 are the ones that are in it for the long term, and they know what they want to gain at the end. Yes, there is fatigue of coaching in South Africa, but it depends on the person or the entrepreneur that is within that program in terms of what do they want to achieve at the end of the program and what do they want to walk away with.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Let's take a step back. Let's get to the basics, right? You have coaching, you have mentoring. So in the context of SMEs, I think sometimes business owners don't understand the difference or don't even understand what coaching is about. They just think that they're going to be given the answers throughout all the way, all right? Can you define for us, can you just unpack to our audience in terms of what is business coaching, ladies and gentlemen, all right? And the difference thereof with mentoring.
Okay. So I think I touched on it a little bit earlier regarding the role of a coach. So mentorship is having a person who has walked the journey before. So you have someone who has walked the journey of entrepreneurship before. They have the experience, they have the teachings that they can impart into you. They will then make that available to you as the person that is still coming up. That is the mentor. I look up to this person. One day I want to be like this person. This is my mentor. A coach then is the person that is actually there with you and walking the journey with you on a daily. I want to be fit. This is my start. This is my finish. How am I going to get there? I need a person who's going to be guiding me throughout the journey and providing me with the tools that I need in order for me to be able to get to the destination that I'm headed to.
Now, let's talk about access. Let's talk about access to the coach. Let's talk about access to the mentor. And with what you have said, to say, look, a mentor is someone that has been there, has done that. They know the journey. They understand when you go down there. No, don't worry. You will be fine. It's part of the process. Accessibility to such successful people is something that is quite rare in South Africa, and most people will tell you that I don't have a mentor because these people, when you talk to them, they're not available. How do you get a very good mentor? How do you go about?
My advice to small business owners is you need to know who you look up to firstly, right? Everybody has that one person. I want to be like this person, because I am in this particular industry. Correct. I have been following their journey throughout. Therefore, I want to be like this person. That is the person that you need to follow. So you've been reading books that they publish, or you've been following articles that they go to. My first step with every person that I want to get into my network as a mentor is to go into their professional networks, right? Okay. Go into the professional network. Write that DM. Write it. I know there's 1,000, there's 1,000 people writing DMs, but trust me, even myself as a small to medium practice owner, I DM people. I go into their pages and I DM them.
Do they respond?
Yes. They
Amazing.
do. Okay. Yes, they do. It might not be, shoot your shot. It might not be the response that you're hoping for, or it might be, and not now, but let's catch up again later. Or it might be, come in, let's have coffee and let's have the discussion. It's very difficult because they have a group of people. You have to make sure that when you write that DM, it is so unique and it's so aligned to their journey that they pause and they read that DM from you.
Sure. Okay. No, I like this. So let's talk about, I'm thinking now, okay, I've got the business coach or else I've got the mentor. Mentor, most of the time, there wouldn't be a need to pay them because these are the people that are like, okay, I'm just donating my time. The affordability of business coaches in South Africa. I'm not sure that, again, that's a topic that people wouldn't discuss that much. But I've had some very good low rates. I've had as well some very high rates in terms. What's your take on that?
I think that's also the reason why I got into this space, Luncedo. The perception of the SME, the minute you mentioned the word business coach, is that I cannot afford them. because
Yes.
they're expensive,
Yes.
right? I got into this space so that I can avail the information to the people that are within my network to say, you do not need to pay for a business coach. You don't even need to think about how much a business coach charges. All you need to know is which network do I need to belong to in order to have access to a business coach.
Okay.
Like you said
Okay.
earlier,
Okay.
there are multiple corporate or social enterprises these days that are offering this service that is already being paid for because of whatever the reason. The entrepreneur just needs to be able to know, because I am in this space, I need to align myself to this type of organization for me to be able to get access to a business coach. And also, once you are in this program, because some business owners would say, yeah, but I only have access for 6 months or 12 months. What if I still need you afterwards? Yes. What if I still need you? You would have seen the value of a business coach already by being on that program. And you would have already planned if you need to get access to a business coach by then in terms of your financials. This is how much I need to pay to get access to these type of services.
So take me through. I'm a gentleman, I've got my studio design, I do something good, my business is growing. Okay, and then I go through challenges, my vet and everything just goes south, Take me through the process of a business coach. How does that process look like? So that, because remember, other people, they come in, as I said, they've got their own perceptions how a business coach should be. To find that, oh my goodness, this is not what I signed up for. I needed answers. I needed you to connect me with so-and-so. You haven't done that. All right. So give me just a clear picture for someone who's never had a coach and how the process would typically look like to get a business coach.
Okay. So, firstly, you're 100% spot on. People come in to say, my taxes are in shambles. Come and help me. My question is, how do you know that your taxes are in shambles? As a business coach, our role is to go in and first tell the business owner what is the problem in their business. Because they do not know what the problem is. They know what the noise is about. They do not know what the core issue is. So as a business coach, you go in, you diagnose the issue. You diagnose the issue. What is the issue in this business? Is it really taxes, or is there an underlying that needs to be fixed for taxes not to be an issue?
Discipline.
Yes, exactly. Financial discipline maybe, or cash flow management. Can be various issues. So the coach then is the person that comes in and diagnose the issue, and then be able to advise the business owner that this is the issue. This is how long it will take for us to be able to assist you to resolve the issue. And this is the commitment we need from your side, because sometimes business coaches are perceived as ineffective because of the lack of cooperation from the entrepreneur themselves. Because the entrepreneur does not want to cooperate with the processes.
He is busy,
exactly.
doesn't have time.
Exactly. So you need the cooperation as a business coach from the entrepreneur to be able then to give them the results that are required within their business. So then the program is designed. You diagnose, you design a program, 3-month program, 6-month program, or it's a quarterly program, but it will last for 12 months, depending on what needs to be addressed in the business. And with the commitment and the cooperation from the entrepreneur, that's when you start seeing the results come through.
Talking about, is there a framework in terms of where you can determine, the timeline when you can start to see the results? Because someone's going to tell you, I've been in this coaching program for the past 6 months, I'm not getting. But again, you have said that you've qualified that sometimes it's all about cooperation. But if you're fully committed into a coaching program, you've got a coach you're talking to on a weekly basis or monthly basis, the time horizons where you can start to see the curve shifting. What are the timelines are we looking at here?
I would say the first month is for that process of diagnostic to happen. The first month would be, let's work together and diagnose what the issue is, and then be able to design a plan. That would be the first month. So at the end of the first month, you cannot honestly come and say, now I'm not seeing results. In the second month, then the implementation process starts. With some entrepreneurs, as early as the end of the third month, the results then starts coming through, right? It might not be direct impact in terms of now my profit is growing or my cash flow is better. It might be the smaller steps because, for example, if the issue in the business was non-compliance and in the first 2 months you are able to sort out a portion of that non-compliance, then the picture starts looking better. With some entrepreneurs, we even advise for them to get the services in-house. So you find that they've outsourced their functions to someone. So now they are in trouble because the person is not doing the work properly. We give that advice to say, try insourcing the service. Bring someone in that we can coach together with you. So you're the CEO. There is a person that is now dedicated to the compliance of the company and you get coached together. We've done that and we've received great feedback from that as well. Because after you leave as a coach and the program has ended, you've already laid it out and you've already passed on the knowledge to the person that is left in the business.
Absolutely. So at what stage as an entrepreneur do you need to start thinking about having a coach or an advisor? Because someone who just started a business, they're like, okay, I don't need that. It's still too early. 2-3 years down the line, and it's still too early. I haven't, reached the pinnacles I want to reach. To find that, or sometimes even gets too late, where now there are problems. What would you advise entrepreneurs to, in terms of starting to have all of these advisors, coach and a mentor, and all of that?
I would say as early as the business is formalized. So you can even make a decision to say, is it a coach that I need who is accessible once a month? Or do I need an advisory board? Because that's also an option, right? Do I need to put together an advisory board?
Talk more about that. Advisory board, what is?
Okay, so an advisory board is people that have experience and expertise in specific areas of business. So in SMMEs, the main areas that are normally a focus point is finance, HR, and IT.
Yeah.
So you get a person who can say, I can give you my time, like we said, for free as an advisor to your business. Then you form an advisory board. So it's you, the CEO, and the 3 experts. And then
do I have to pay those people? To pay those people?
So the advisory board most of the time is free. So it's people that you can access that are within your network that can say, I can avail myself to come in as an advisor to your business, and then you can pay. I can give it to you for free. Or some people can say, I can come in at the start of your business and I become an advisor to your business. But those ones, then you pay. So it's not a board. It's now an individual that will help you to say, in HR, you need a recruitment manager. You need this, you need that. In IT, you must make sure that these systems are in place. And in this is, so that person comes at the beginning. The coach also exactly the same at the beginning. Because remember, as a startup, you need funding. You need funding. You need funding from day one. You need funding from day one. The coach would be able to say, in order for you to get funding, you need a trading history of at least 12 months. So then already from day one, you know what you are working towards. So I would say don't wait. From day one, bring in a coach if you can. There are programs that fund business coaching for startups.
Okay.
You can get access to those programs and get access to a coach from day one.
Nice. I think it's also about researching, because the perception would be, I like even the idea of an advisory board, because you're mimicking now as if you've got the main board. You're running a company when you're taking over 100 million or 500 million, then you've got your main board. But you're starting at a lower level to say, I can have this group of people that I can reach out to, discuss the issues with, get advice on.
100%.
All right. Now, what are the qualities, the main qualities now that you should look out for when you're an SME, you're looking for a business coach? How do you say, okay, that's a good coach? No. What are the qualities that you should be looking out for in a business coach?
If I could say, if the SMME had an option to interview a coach, I would say interview your coach. For me, it's all about empathy. right? A coach needs to be a person who has so much empathy for SMEs.
Yeah.
It's a totally different space
Yeah.
to a corporate. So a coach needs to be someone who understands that the SME business owner is handling all functions within his or her organization, right? They need to understand and respect the fact that they need to give them time. You don't push. Just like in mentorship. In mentorship, you as the SMME, you are the one that have to follow the mentor and ask for time. And, in coaching, we also use the same approach, and we say you need to take charge of your coaching program. But with the coach, you need someone with empathy, someone who would be able to say, yeah, here you were not doing things properly, but let's research together to see how we can fix this, instead of being the stakeholder that says, here you are not doing things properly, you will get punished for this, you will get punished for this. So a good business coach becomes like a friend. You can call them, you can ask them questions at any time. They are accessible to you, of course, with limits. But that person being your coach is that person where if you get stopped on the highway and your truck cannot pass, you can be able to call and say, I don't know what document they want, I have just been stopped. Then they will say, I am with you. That is a good business coach.
That's amazing, because what you're saying, it's all about the soft skills. It's not even that technical that you need someone who's got PhD, MBA, CA and all of that, but is these soft skills that will get you through to run your business, right?
Sorry to interject. Yeah, it's more about that, but I mean, it's very important. The qualification is very important. Very, very important to get someone who has the qualification and the experience, because you cannot have a coach to come and coach you about business strategy when they don't have experience in business strategy, because now you are leading each other astray. The qualification is important, but everyone can have a qualification. We have people graduating every year.
Correct.
We have CAs in South Africa that are in corporate and in different industries, but it doesn't mean that every CA out there is a business coach. The soft skills then is what then makes that decision or that distinction to say, this one is a good business coach. This one is good to have as a partner in terms of the technical work.
Yeah. Can you share some specific examples where you'd say, look, I've seen a business, starting from 0 to 10, and with the assistance of either from you being a business coach, or someone else who has actually turned a company into something else via the assistance of a business coach.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to speak about myself.
Of course.
I wouldn't say that I was with them from 0, because most of the businesses I coach, I inherit. So it's a business that I inherited as a business that was doing mostly in mining, engineering. And due to certain challenges within the mining space, they decided to diversify and go into brick manufacturing.
Okay.
The problem they made was the fact that they combined the two businesses. So they were operating under the same name, same bank account, same financial reporting systems. Everything was in one name. And every single month they were seeing profits, and they thought everything was going well. So when we started, the first thing we did was we split the two businesses. And we said, let's look at each business individually. Who is performing well and who's draining who? Ability
to analyze
and analyze it. Within the 3 to 6 months of the first part of the program, they shut down the brick manufacturing business because the mining had so much potential to grow even further if it was not drained by the brick manufacturing business. And the program ended, I think, about 1.5 years ago. I still speak to the business owners. They still call me about how the business is doing. They've recently now gone into the engineering training space. It complements the business very well. And the first thing they said to me was, thank you for teaching us how to split the two businesses, because we understand fully well if the business is profitable or not, and we can make the decision if we are continuing with that business or if we are not continuing with that business.
That's amazing. No, that's amazing. That's amazing. So how has coaching changed your approach now in terms of running your business as well from your side?
I think, they always say the doctor cannot heal themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I always say I'm very honest with the fact that a doctor, being myself, cannot heal themselves. The funny thing is my finances and my financial reporting is handled by an external party.
Okay.
I made a decision at a certain point that I'm not going to get involved in the reporting side of my business. I will outsource that. And it is for the reason that I wanted to focus more on the strategic side of the business, growing the business development. And all of that came with the experience that I was seeing as a coach. Yes, exactly. Because if you try to handle everything yourself, one area of the business is going to be affected. And for me, it was to say, which one do I want to get really involved in, especially at this early stage of my business? I want to grow my business. I need to get clients. I need to put myself out there, focus on marketing my business. So then I don't want to worry about, is this management account due or is this report late? Let me outsource this part because I know it will always be there. If I need it, I can always retrieve it. Yeah. But I am focusing more on my strategy part. How do you deal?
I like the way you're putting it to say, look, I decided that I'm going to focus either on business development. All right. The numbers and some of the work, I've got the people to do that. Now, the biggest struggle and with most entrepreneurs that they face is that I don't have capacity to employ more people. I don't have capacity to provide more accountants, more business advisors, or more marketing. Right now, we know marketing is quite a big service right now. But I don't have money to do that, right? So now I become the jack of all trades. I do marketing, I do branding, I do all of these things that are under the sun. Then you find that now that's where a person will have the burnout. That's where you find that the business is just not moving. How do you navigate such challenges?
I think, you can never, especially as an SME owner, you can never be at a point where you are an adult in business. You always need to learn. Yeah. So what I have done for myself is, even though I am a coach, I'm on programs that provide these services, I also am an incubatee in programs, right? Sure. So I also put myself in programs where I feel, for example, like you said, marketing. Yeah. I am in a program that provides marketing for my business. It's advising me in terms of, this is the direction you need to take. These are the things that we can provide for your business and so forth. So I'm learning more about that, and I have a program that is supporting me in terms of that, So as an SME business owner, you cannot just say, okay, I'm on a financial excellence program. I have people that offer my finances, for example, just the finances, I am sorted. No, you need to also expand and look at other avenues, because the reality is we cannot afford these services. So if there are people and organizations out there, and there's a lot of them that are offering these services to be able to support this SME space, then we need to find them and we need to leverage off those available resources.
You spoke about that. You've been part. You still, join some of the programs where you're also advised in terms of how to run your business, even though you're a business, you're still a student, right? Yes. You remain a student. Have you had an aha moment? Those moments that are light bulb moments that have shaped as well in terms of how you look at things. Can you share that with us?
Okay. I think, one of the examples that I can think about is also, like I say, being the person that is always trying to reach out to people, put myself out there doing the DMs. One of the people I actually
I like
reached
the
out
DMs.
to. Yeah.
I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that advice. Right.
Yeah, one of the people that is very respected in the industry, I met her at one of the events, because that's also very important to go to these events, these social and networking events.
Yeah.
I met her at an event. After the event, immediately I went into her messaging and I sent her a message. I explained everything that I do and why I want to meet with her, and she invited me for coffee. We had the discussion. And after we had the discussion, I actually got back home and I was really, really hurt, because she said no, right?
Yeah.
She said no, but the aha moment for me then was the fact that I got an opportunity to reassess my business.
Sure.
Because whatever feedback she had given me was the truth, and up to this day, we've never worked together. But I still apply exactly what she said to me, to say, if you want to work with people like myself in this space, this is what you need to make sure that you have, and this is how you need to practice. So even up to this day, that's
elevate
what I
up,
do.
elevate
Yes,
up.
exactly.
But how do you said it's very recommended that people go to these events?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Now, what we've picked up, you said one thing about, you said you find that there will be 20 entrepreneurs in a program. Only 5 will be committed. Yes. Right. So that says something about either are they really, really into business or else they're just taking opportunities. All right. Now, that is something that we're picking up, and we're getting quite a number of these programs that now for people to go out there and sell now, to go to these events, they don't know, they're shy to go there. Like, okay, what am I going to say? I don't know anyone there. People are shy. They're good at what they do. However, they don't have that personality that is bold enough, that is going to go to a conference and talk to a stranger. How would you advise such entrepreneurs who are shy? However, they need to be out there in the limelight.
I would say find your complement. There is always a complement in your space. For example, in my business, I am the talker. We always say I'm the front office, right? And I have a partner who is a technical person.
Sure.
They hate going and speaking,
public speaking.
They're very good when it comes to the crunching and making sure things happen, but they really dread going to these things, Okay. I am then that person that goes to these events and speaks. I'm the sales and development person. I'm the strategy person. I'm the speaker. I'm the one that goes and finds clients. I'm the one that pitches and so forth. I would say find a complement.
Right.
It does not need to be a person you employ, because an SME owner would say, but I don't have money to employ someone. It needs to be someone in your space. I always advise the SMEs I coach that JVs are not a bad thing, because they're perceived as bad. Because you are my competitor, I cannot partner with you. The advantages and the fruits of business growth are in JV. Firstly, because you are now accountable to a person and a partner. And secondly, you have someone that complements you, that can actually do what you cannot do.
That's amazing. I've never thought of it that way. I know most people, they would do JVs when they be doing tendering and all of that. However, even if you're not, just even on smaller projects, JVs, you can use them.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, they can lead you to something else that is bigger. Because I was going to ask about, how do you identify a very good business partner? Because you don't want to let go of your shares or your equity in your business. You bring someone. A year down the line, you go like, oh my goodness, what did I do? I've brought a bad partner here, all right? So how do you ensure that you get, what would be your advice in terms of getting a good business partner, pal?
I'm also the person that doesn't want to give equity. I always advise against it. That's why I advocate for JVs. Because in a JV partnership, you keep your shares. Each person keeps their shares. It's a decision now of, let's register a company and we JV together using this company. Or we sign an agreement that says the proceeds that come from this company are split 50-50, between these two companies. So when I speak about I have a partner, I have a business partner.
Yes.
That partnership is exactly that. It can be done.
That's
You know,
amazing.
you can actually
that.
go into
Yeah.
partnership with someone without offering any of your equity, because everyone wants to protect the baby, what
Correct,
they built,
yes.
you know,
Yeah.
the history.
Yeah.
Someone just came in today, now I must give them equity. No. So you can then go into such agreements where you are going together for this project. This person is in charge of the back, this one is in charge of the front.
Sure.
And here's an agreement that says this is how the proceeds are going to be shared.
going to be split. Let's talk about the future. Let's talk about the trends that are out there in terms of business coaching for SMEs that they can access. What are the trends that you're picking up that can help the SMEs out there?
I think the SMME desk, I mean, I'm very interested to know more about the SMME desk. I've
What is
seen where companies or organization open up a desk, sort of like a service desk in corporate, where you can, as an SMME, if you have an issue, you go through that desk and you say, I have this issue, I need this type of assistance. Then someone is able to allocate someone to you. And I think a business coach would be a great leader in that space, because already they would know, okay, your issue has to do with strategy. Then you need to be redirected to this person. You know, I've only seen one. I haven't even tried it out, but I'm very, very
That's a good business
interested
model.
to see.
I'm
very interested to see how, you know, if it can be explored further, how it can work so good, you know, especially because even as business coaches, we can be in a program as 5 coaches with beneficiaries, but our skills are different, you know, and our passion is different. So with the desk, then you are able to say, I know for a fact that because this person needs an issue that has to do with tax, here's my tax guru. Then you can redirect them to that, you know. So that for me was a moment where when I saw that, I was like, okay, this is very interesting.
It is a very good idea.
I would really like to, you know, to know more about what would happen if this space can be explored further.
No, that's fantastic. So what are some of the key lessons that you have learned as a business owner and as a business coach in your journey? During COVID, this lockdown, Pearl is like, I'm starting my own thing. And I'm sure first year was up and down, up until where you are. And again, with all of the SMEs that you have access to, because you are picking up all of these mistakes that these guys are that they're making. So what are some of the, I would say, first challenges or mistakes that they do, right? And again, what will be your advice to our audience out there in terms of how they should run their business successfully? So
I think the biggest mistake that SMMEs make is to take things lightly. You read things at face value. You get a contract with a company, and because the company is known, you know for a fact I'm set for the next 12 months. I am fine as long as they pay. I am sorted. I don't care as long as there's money in the bank. I know that I'm sorted. That is the biggest mistake, and I've seen it also in medium enterprises, because it's not just the smaller ones, but in the medium ones, where the main client stopped paying for whatever reason.
Oh my God.
And we went through a business restructuring that took the number of employees from 120 to 20 people in a year.
Depression
because because of exactly that. The fact that we have a cash cow, someone who pays us every month, this person is going to pay. We know for a fact they're going to pay. And when they stop paying, that is a showstopper to your business. And now you must shut your doors. And it's a trend in the SMME space, because there is no diversification. All the income and all the eggs are in one basket. We advise as business coaches, you know, leverage this. You're an electrician, you are in mining, go and study something that has to do with independent power producing, for example, so that you can get your green card, and then you can start looking at other avenues that you can grow as an entrepreneur, just in case things don't work out in the space that you're in. So it's not just only about the client now, it's also about the space that you're in, because something might happen and the electrical industry is at a halt. Now, what are you going to do? Look at other businesses that complement the model that you have, that won't need as much capital for you to invest in order to diversify. So that is the biggest trend that I've seen. I mean, cash flow is an issue, because cash flow in the SMME space is, do I have money in the bank? That is what cash flow is. If I have money in the bank, that's that. And then lastly, discipline. The discipline of, this is not my money. This is the business money, and I need to pay myself a salary. I know a lot of SMMEs are guilty of this. You don't pay yourself a salary every month. You withdraw from the business because you've paid everything. Now there's money left. That's your money. The
money is at the fingertips.
Exactly.
It's just here, so it's easy to transfer and all of that.
It's EFT now. I can just transfer. I can pay everything from the same account. I can transact from the same account. That damages the possibility of you also going to a funder, because how would you explain your financials? So those are the things that I would say the SMMEs need to look out for.
Yeah. All right. Now, Pearl, that was a masterclass. I don't have anything else to add from what you have shared, because you have solidified it. You have brought it together, and again and again and again. What I'm picking up from you is that think long term. As a business owner, don't look at the fact that, okay, there's money now, and then start to think long term, diversify, have discipline in terms of what you are doing. And again, having these advisors, business coach, advisor report, it's not about paying them every month. You can play around, you just need to research in terms of where to get these people. You have said that there are programs that are out there. Reach out to them. You will be allocated someone who can guide you through the process. Then for that, you're good to go.
Yes, 100%.
Pearl, that was fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it for yourself. That was Opel Mor. I hope you've taken some very good insights from what she has said. And we're looking forward for you to join us on the next episode. Please don't forget, to follow Saika on all major platforms. That is Twitter, that is X now, Instagram, LinkedIn. And again, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you on the next episode. Cheers.
The Saika Biz Impact Podcast is proudly brought to you by Saika, committed to growing impactful businesses in collaboration with our Saika accredited practitioners. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and visit our website for more valuable resources.